Howdy. There is quite something going on, earthquake-wise, all over the place, especially Turkey. But I just wanted to show you interesting things about the quake here. Here is Lacher Lake volcano complex. And just beside it we have this quake, which is unconfirmed, 6 hours ago, 3.8. And it's in the national park of Eiffel. So it's still within the volcanic complex, assumably. And this is the quake location. That's the second time I tried to make a video about this. Last time I didn't find anything interesting. The pictures didn't work. So now, here's the quake location. And there's quite some water beside it. And like I have been saying many times, there's like many volcanoes which are not recognized as volcanoes because they are cryptodomes or source domes, which means there's water pouring out. So now if we go south, I noticed this Ruhrtal mit Felsbildungen der Ohosley. It didn't work. This should be, it says somehow about rock formations, but I couldn't find any. But somewhere down here there was this one, which is basically a small church in the forest chapel. And I have been talking about this many times, that churches are basically fortresses in order to protect a water source. That's why they are in the places they are. And if you don't belong to the tribe, you don't have access to it. And this is not something old. Maybe it has been rebuilt. I didn't really check the history of that or whatsoever, but it is a holy place, obviously. So I just thought that if my theory would be correct, then we would have a water source there. This is the chapel, of course. You can see there's a house. You can go inside and say hello to Big J. And there's water. So there's a water well beside that. This is how it looks in the surroundings. Very beautiful, hilly and stuff. Shady when it's hot. And if you just go on with watching these pictures, you stumble across this cave which got closed. There's something written, but no information about that yet found. And it's very nice. Nice region there. There's water pouring out of the mountain. So this is an active mountain. It is still part of the environment as a contributing source of water, hydrogen, maybe CO2 as well. Because if there's something like calcius tufa ditch thing where very high content, or like if there's much calcium in the water and it comes to the surface, it starts to precipitate. There's CO2 released into the air, which is the food for plants beside water and light. And calcium gets deposited, so the actual rock is growing all the time. Yeah, this is basically it what I wanted to show you. There's a holy place in the middle of the forest with its own water source. Ah, now we can see it better. Check it out. This is water. And there is quite some moss growing here. And I assume that this is just flowing over here. Therefore, I also assume that the water is very mineral rich because we have this moss growing there. And it's obviously just pouring out of the mountain like as we have seen before. And I don't think that's the only place in this region where we have this kind of water sources just pouring out of the mountain. In other words, they are all cryptodomes. Yeah, it shouldn't come as a surprise since we are in the volcanic Eiffel complex. And now there's a very big push of activity in Turkey. So now let's see how Central Europe will react to this huge push of energy coming in. And soon the sun will also crank up again. Yeah. Interesting times. But I leave it here because I think you get the idea. There's cryptodomes, hence volcanoes all over the place. Sometimes the water veins are even marked here somewhere, but this time there isn't. But anyway. I don't think there's too interesting stuff. It takes a lot of time sometimes to find something. Now let's check out just this one. Castle. Do we get the pictures? Yes. Yeah, this would be a nice place to live. You would have space. Yeah, check it out. Do I see water? Or is it just an imagination? Yet another castle with water. And you can see, parade instability, the Christmas tree. This is no coincidence that it has a shape like this. We have lions, hence dragons. Yeah, there's water. Like I said, they haven't been building castles in places with no water. They couldn't win any fight because they would have to get some water first. So wherever you see a castle, there has been once a water source within the castle. The same thing is also when talking about churches. Now let's end this video with this Zen-like picture. Oh, how beautiful. Thanks.